Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be talking about the IPL 2024 auction that just went down on Tuesday, 2 days ago, and we'll be talking about how each team looks and what they bought and if they, what chances they have for the next year's IPL and how, if they can win it or not. So basically, let's just get down to business. For the first team we'll be talking about is the Kolkata Knight Riders, and as you probably have heard that they have had a world record bid, and they've got Mitchell Stark for 24.75 crore. That's about 2 million, 2.5 million more than that in pounds. So really, just a record bid. And for earlier on, actually, Pat Cummins was also he was the record bid for 20.5 crores for Sunrisers Hyderabad, but then that was broken by Stark. So for KKR, I'm looking at I think it's a solid auction for them. I think mainly they were looking for bowlers mainly, and they've got Mitchell Stark. They also have a few backups: Shafin Rutherford, a backup to Andre Russell, Mujib Ur Rahman for this backup to the spinners. We have for KKR, they have a good spinners, especially they've had got a backup keeper with KS Bharat. I've got the squads up here in front of me. They bought Ramandeep Singh, Manish Pandey, some basically backups to their already set 11 really. And they got some bowlers, Chetan Sakaria. They mainly needed some Indian bowlers, but they've got that. And if there are rumors circulating that Gautam Gambhir could, the new mentor for KKR, could want a spinning track. So if he gets his way, the Kolkata ground staff will be preparing the spinning tracks, and for that they have a good lineup for. In spin wise, you have Sunil Narayan, Varun Chakravarti, you have Suyesh Sharma, and now Mujib Ur Rahman as well. So they have really good spinners, and if it's a spinning track like we've heard, it could pose a lot of problems for the other teams. So overall, I think a solid for KKR. And just if I have to look for some weaknesses, it could be in the bowling. Hopefully, Mitchell Stark shows up this time, doesn't get injured or anything, and especially in the Indian bowlers, they have a bit of inexperience there, so that could be a bit of a downfall. And in the first six, they have a bit of hit and miss. So Andre Russell, Venkatesh Iyer, Ritesh Rana, all of them can be a bit hit and miss. So if they don't fully fire, I think KKR could have a bit of problems. So it's just the first 11 is looking good, but they just need that consistency, and hopefully they can get that. So overall, looking good. For the next team, we're going to be looking at Sunrisers Hyderabad. As I said, they've got Patrick Cummins. There are some other players that they have bought is Travis Head, Wanindu Hasaranga. So overall, I think they've had good buys, but the thing with them, they already have Glenn Phillips, Marco Janssen, Aiden Markram as well. So I don't know, Klaassen as well. So they can't really play all foreigners. They have only four. So I'm assuming it's going to be Klaassen, Markram, and Patrick Cummins and Travis Head, I guess. So there won't be any room maybe for Marco Janssen, Vanindu Hasaranga, Glenn Phillips. So they'll be on the bench most likely. So I guess not everyone can play. So that is a bit of a headache for them. I guess they'll need to sort that out. But overall, I think Sunrisers is actually not looking too bad, to be honest. They have Abhishek Sharma as well. They have a good middle order with Markram, Klaassen, Washington Sundar. They have good spin as well. And then just Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, T. Natarajan. They need to, buck up a little bit as well. Umran Malik, they need to, I don't know if they're at that level. Even Bhuvi and Natarajan, can they get back to their glory days, I guess, because they're sort of on a downward trajectory a little bit, but who knows, maybe they can continue to deliver. If they can, it's again looking good. Sunrisers as well. The next up, we have Chennai Super Kings, who they bought Daryl Mitchell for 14 crores. That's a huge one, and they pretty much got a steal for Rachin Ravindra for 1.8 crore. So we don't even know if Daryl and Rachin will play. I don't know if they fit in the 11 really. I'm guessing Daryl Mitchell might have to play with it because they spent 14 crore, but because it's CSK, they might not. Who knows? They do things differently, CSK, and most likely it works for them. Overall, they're looking solid. Shardul Thakur returns. Deepak Chahar will also be there as well. So I think overall CSK is looking good as well. Good top order, middle order as well, and then maybe in their bowling is a bit inexperienced as well with Patirana, Tushar Deshpande. Again, the Shardul and Deepak will probably have to do most of the heavy lifting there, but in their bowling and their death bowling could be a bit of a concern. But I think CSK also is not looking too bad. Next up, we have Mumbai Indians, who in my personal opinion, had the best auction, and I think they probably are looking like the best team. You have obviously Hardik Pandya as the new captain, and then again, they bought Gerald Kutsia and Dilshan Madhushankar, who again really good bowlers, both of them, and they picked up Shreyas Gopal as a backup spinner to Piyush Chawla. Who did really well. So overall, Mumbai Indians are looking good. You know, the top six: Rohit, Ishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik, Tilak Verma, Tim David is looking the best out of anyone probably. And then the rest of Nihal Vadera, who did really well, and then Kotsia, Piyush Chawla, Bumrah, Berendorf. You know, they also have Kumar Karthik, yeah, and obviously the Madhushankar that they bought. So overall, I think they just needed those bowlers, which they have gotten now in Kotsia and Dilshan. So right now they're looking the best, in my opinion. They're looking really, really good. Rajasthan Royals are next. They had the first pick of the day with Rovman Powell, 7.4 crores, and then that is based. Normally they play the six batters, five bowlers, and just like the Indian national team, really, that's what Rajasthan does. Now they've got Rovman Powell, that hard hitting all rounder in the middle order that can do the finishing and power hitting as well. So that they're looking good there. And then they obviously got they traded they have the particle for Avesh Khan, so their bowling is looking good with Yuzvendra Chahal and Ashwin, and then obviously Prasidh Krishna, Avesh Khan, Trent Bolt. So overall, they're also looking very, very good. And then obviously they have a bit of backups as well for Adam Zampa, and then obviously Shimran Hetmaya, Rayan Parag's having a good side, Mushtaq Ali, so he should be, hopefully he performs for them, and obviously Butler and Jaiswal, Samson. So I think also Rajasthan is looking very good as well, actually. So next up we have Delhi Capitals, who will see the return of Rishabh Pant after his car accident that he had in 2020. Was it 2022? Yeah, it was 2022, last year. And then so he's going to be back for the IPL, and hopefully he's good. And then we don't know, because of his injury, obviously, and surgery on his legs as well. I think that Rishabh Pant might not wicket keep, because obviously you need to crouch down and use all the all the power will have to be on your legs, and that's why he might not wicket keep. And that's why they bought Kumar Kushagra, who's a hard hitting wicketkeeper. They spent big actually on Kumar Kushagra, 7.2 crores. So they're looking, maybe he could be the backup keeper in case Rishabh Pant doesn't keep. And then obviously they bought Harry Brook in the middle order. And majority of it, I think, is reliant on their batting a lot, power hitting, and Prithvi Shaw, David Warner, Mitchell Marsh, Rishabh Pant, Harry Brook. So overall looking good, but their bowling could be a bit of a weak point, I guess. But if Khalil Ahmed and Mukesh Kumar, if they can come to the party, that would be good. Obviously with Nokia, he's coming back from an injury, we'll see what happens with that. And obviously Kuldeep Yadav is there. So overall, I think DC is looking good as well. Might not be as strong as some others, but overall we'll see what happens with that. And then Punjab Kings is next. They bought Harshal Patel, 11.75 crores. That's good for them. And Riley Russo for 8 crore, Chris Wokes. So they're basically looking for their bowling. Their bowling obviously consists of Harshal Patel now, with Arshdeep Singh and Rabada, Rahul Chahar. So I think it's looking good, looking decent. And they have some backups as well in Chris Wokes. And then the top order is looking good as well. Shikhar Dhawan, Prabhsimran Singh, I think he got 100 in this year's IPL 2023. Then you have Bairstow, Livingston, Jitesh Sharma, he's good. Good finisher. And then obviously the backup in Riley Russo. So overall, Punjab Kings as well, I think they added good depth to their bowling. They have explosive batting as well. So let's see if this could be the year for Punjab Kings, because they really haven't qualified since 2014. They've hardly qualified for the top fours, really very few times in the IPL. So let's see if this year could be their year, or next year rather. We have Gujarat Titans, the two-time finalists, one-time champions. You have obviously the huge news with Hardik Pandya going out, and then you have the new captain Shubman Gill. They bought Shah Rukh Khan, obviously not the actor. They bought Shah Rukh Khan in as a finisher from Punjab Kings. So that's looking good. They got Spencer Johnson for 10 crores. The Australian. So that was, I guess you could say, a bit of a surprising buy. We'll see how he goes. Umesh Yadav for 5.8 crore. So they're also, I think they're looking good. They don't really have a second wicketkeeper. They bought Robin Minns, who is very inexperienced, uncapped Indian player. So we'll see how he does there. They'll probably keep Ridwan Saha, but if Ridwan Saha, something happens to him, they have an inexperienced wicketkeeper. So we'll, hopefully nothing happens to Saha and he can play all the games. But he is approaching 40 as well. 40. Saha, he probably won't be there next year, but we'll see with that. So overall, I think they're just, again, with Hardik, it's like a gaping hole. It doesn't seem whole to me right now. In terms of just that lineup that we saw, you have obviously Shuman Gill, Sai Sudarshan, Vijay Shankar, David Miller, Shah Rukh Khan. So overall, it's still a good batting lineup. I just feel like something's missing with Hardik going out, and then obviously their bowling is just very good. Rahul Tewatia, Rashid Khan, Noor Ahmed, Mohammad Shami. They have added Spencer Johnson, Mohit Sharma as well. So again, and let's see. It depends. It remains to be seen how they do without Hardik, and a good test for Shubman Gill. The penultimate team we have is Lucknow Super Giants. Obviously, they traded Avish Khan out for Padikkal, and he'll probably open with Quinton de Kock because KL Rahul wants to bat in the 4th and 5th position now, I think. So that should be good for him. We'll see how he adjusts to the middle order as well. I think he might have started out there as well, really, but then he moved as an opener now. KL Rahul back to for 4 and at 4 and 5, and then Shivam Mavi they bought for 6.4 crore. They were looking for some Indian bowlers, some depth in their bowling. They bought David Willey as well, and then overall I think they're looking good. Quinton de Kock, Padikkal, and then Hooda, KL Rahul, Nicholas Pura, and Stoinis. They have a good batting lineup, really good, and then obviously their all rounders are good too. I mentioned Stoinis. Krunal Pandya, they have obviously Mohsin Khan, if he can be fit, him and Shivam Mavi, if they can both be fit and bowl really well, that would be good, and obviously Mark Wood as well. So overall they didn't need to do much because because they had a good auction in 2022. That's why they don't really need to do much. And then obviously last but certainly not the least, you have one of the most popular franchises. You have Royal Challengers Bangalore, and in my opinion, I think in many people's opinion, I don't think they had the best auction. If you look at it, they have a lack, especially the lack of bowlers, especially they're good and experienced spinners, especially they don't have much in the way of that. They have really Karan Sharma and Glenn Maxwell as their really only spinners, and you can have Mahipal Lomror bowl as well. So you can see in the spinning department they could be a bit of a problem, and then obviously they traded in Cam Green from Mumbai Indians. That could be really good for their batting, I think. So it's the same thing with RCB. The batting looks really good. Faf, Virat, Rajat Patida should come back. Obviously Maxwell, Green, Lomror, Dinesh Karthik. The batting is looking good. It's just their bowling is a bit of a problem, I think, with Siraj. Vishak, Vijay Kumar, they're a bit inexperienced like Vishak, so we'll see how they do. And they bought some they did buy bowlers, but foreign bowlers. They can't pay all of them. Tom Curran, Lockie Ferguson, and they spent a lot on Alzari Joseph, so 11.5 crore. They'll be hoping he comes good. So they spent it on Yash Dayal as well. If you remember Yash Dayal, he got hit for 5 6s for Rinku Singh. Good for him. Good for him to get a second chance. Hopefully he does well. So just same thing with RCB. I think just their bowling lineup is looking weak, especially it's unlucky for RCB that their home ground is Bangalore for the bowlers especially. So I don't think any bowler would like to play there, but unfortunately that's just how it is. If you're a bowler in RCB, you'll have to play in the Chinnaswamy. But it's just their bowling is a bit weak, and that could come to, as it usually does, bite them back. So I don't know if they've done the best in terms of the auction. They could have gone for other players as well, especially their bowling. But it remains to be seen if once again I guess their batting and carry them, or their bowlers can step up to the plate, even the inexperienced ones. So overall, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for the IPL 2024 auction review. And looks like no, it was a mini auction, but obviously, especially in mini auctions, you see many people going for, because there's a lot of money being spent on so few players. So you see in mini auctions that there's world records everywhere with Stark, Cummins, and things like that. That's been happening. Last year was Sam Curran with 18.5 crores. So in the mini auction you see that a lot. So overall I think it's looking good. Each team, some not as strong as the others, but at the end of the day, when you get onto the pitch, you'll see what happens. I think the IPL starts in 3 months' time, March 22nd, around that time. So it remains to be seen, who lifts the trophy. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching.